I know you spoke to some senior Chinese officials. If you want to tell us who they are, we'd love to hear. But did Trump come up much? How are they thinking about him?
Mostly, I was curious how they perceive Trump. And, one thing that came up a fair bit is they see him as volatile. They see him as creating a lot of opportunities for them, specifically for China in terms of the alliances that are fraying for the United States. How can China take advantage of that? Certainly in the clean energy space, soft power as well. If America's losing soft power, what does China have to gain? If other countries are feeling like they can't rely on the United States, what does China have to gain? But there was one other element of this that came up a few times, a level of disbelief. There's this sense that's so deeply entrenched in China that America is this big superpower. It's still the number one country by most metrics. And there's a sense of disbelief that, how could they be doing what they're doing? And surely there's some larger grand strategy attached to what seems to be policies that are volatile, chaotic, jumping from one thing to another, one day to the next. They kept mentioning taco and saying, where is this going to settle? Surely there's a bigger grand strategy at play. So that was very interesting because the Chinese, they don't want to buy into this sort of facile theory that Trump isn't smart. They actually see him as someone who is a tough negotiator, who, while seemingly on the face of it, might be hurting some American interests. They refuse to think of it as black and white as that, and they are assuming that he's acting in American interests at some level. And of course, Trump did introduce tougher policies on China, and that is something they will not forget, of course.